Hey everyone, welcome to Data Millennials. I am Atul and in this video we are going to discuss about the data structures in Python. So this video will be a complete introduction to the data structures that we have in Python. So let's understand about data structure, what exactly is a data structure and how it plays a very important role in programming language. So a data structure is a fundamental concept in computer science that systematically organizes and stores data in a computer memory. You can think of data structure as a blueprint or framework that defines how data elements can be stored, accessed, and manipulated efficiently. Data structures in Python play a crucial role in various computational tasks, enabling programmers to solve complex problems and optimize the algorithm. Data structures are a way of organizing data so that it can be accessed more efficiently depending upon the situation. Data structures are fundamentals of any programming language around which a program is built. Python helps to learn the fundamental of these data structure in a simpler way as compared to any other programming language. Choosing the appropriate data structure depends on the problem at your hand and the efficiency requirements of the solution. Some data structure excel at quick insertion and deletion operations, while other focus on efficient search or retrieval. As the technology advances and business problem becomes more sophisticated, understanding and utilizing various data structure becomes essential for crafting elegant and optimized program that can process and manage data efficiently. So Python has four non-primitive inbuilt data structure, namely as list, dictionary, tuple, and set. Okay, so let's talk about the list first. What is a list? So a list is an ordered collection of items that can be of different type. You can think of it like a shopping cart in a grocery store where you can add item or numerous item to your cart. Based on your requirement, you can remove the items and access the items based on their positions in the cart. So let's take a simple example that I have a shopping cart. In this shopping cart, I'm just going to put couple of items. Let's say I'm putting apples, then I'm putting bananas, then I'm putting carrots, and let's put pencil also, okay, or pens, okay. So in this shopping cart, I have four different items: apples, bananas, carrots, and pencil or pen, okay. Now if I want to print this list which I'm going to buy, I can simply put print and then I can put shopping cart. Okay, I have an error over here. Print shopping cart. So shopping cart is not defined, and just because I have a capital C over here, that's why I'm getting this error. So let me run it again. So if I run it again, you can see that I have all the list of items present in the list. Now what if I just want to pick apple from my shopping cart? In that case, what I can do is that I can simply say print shopping cart, and then I can basically provide the index of that item. So apple is at index 0. So I can simply put 0 over here, and now if I run it, you can see that we are getting apples, right? Now let's take an example of tuple. So what exactly is a tuple? And we would be discussing about these data structures in detail in our next coming video. So the next video would be on list, where I would be discussing about the most important functions or operations that we can perform on list. Similarly, we'll do for dictionary, tuple, and set in upcoming videos. In this video, we would be just looking at the high level overview of the data structures in Python. Now let's talk about tuple. What exactly is a tuple? A tuple is similar to a list, but the tuples are immutable, which means that you cannot change the item of tuple once it's created. You can imagine it like a fixed locker in a gym where you keep your belonging. Once you lock it, you cannot change its content, right? So let's take an example saying that I have a dimension, and to create a tuple we have to use this braces, okay, or this bracket. So I have a dimension in which I'm just gonna input the measurement. So for a particular object there would be a fixed measurement, you cannot change it, right? That's why we are using this dimension example over here, that you cannot change it. Now I have declared a tuple over here named as dimensions. In this I can print this dimension, and if I run it, okay, again I have a spelling mistake. Let me correct it and run it again. So now you have 20, 40 and 60. Okay, so let's assume that 20 is the length, 40 is width and 60 is height. Okay, you cannot change these dimension of a particular object. So now if you want to just pick the length, what you can do is that you can simply take this print dimension and then you can put the first item which is at index 0, and if I run it you will only get the first element of the tuple, which is 20. Okay, now let's talk about set. What exactly is a set? A set is an unordered collection of unique items. You can think of it as a collection of unique stamps in a stamp album. You do not care about the order, you just care about whether each stamp or the postcard stamp is unique or not. Okay, so let's assume that you are collecting stamps from multiple countries, right? Now let's assume that you are going to create a new set, and the set name would be stamp. So stamp is equal to, and in order to define a set you have to use this curly braces. Okay, within this curly braces I'm just going to put USA, India, Canada, and then I'm going to put France. Okay, now if I want to print this set I can simply say print stamp, and if I run this you can see over here we have all the list of stamps that we have given in this line. But one thing that you should note over here is that the first item that has given was USA, then it was India, then Canada and then France. But what happened over here? Canada comes first, India comes second, USA comes third and France comes fourth. So a set is an unordered collection of unique item. What if I want to put, or by mistake I have given France couple of times over here? If I print it again you will see that we will have France only once in our output. So let me run it again. Okay, when I ran it you can see that over here we have only 4 items and France is appearing only once, right? Now if I want to add, or let's say that you have Japan's stamp also now and you want to add it over here, then what you can do is that you can simply say stamp dot add and you can put the value Japan. Okay, so let me copy this print statement and put it in the end. So in this cell, when I'll run this cell, basically first time when stamp will get printed you will see only Canada, India, US and France. Then the Japan will get added into a stamp set, and the next print statement will also have Japan in the set over here in our output. So let me run this. Okay, as I said, first you have only 4 countries, now you have 5 countries. Now let's talk about dictionary. What exactly is a dictionary? So a dictionary is a collection of key value pair. It's like a phone book where you have names, which is keys, and phone number, which is value. You can look up a phone number by the name, right? So the key in this dictionary needs to be unique. It is mandatory that the key will always be unique in the dictionary. So let's create a phone book for us. Okay, in this phone book I'm going to declare the dictionary. So let's say I'm putting name as my key, saying that Atul and his phone number is 111 dash 4 times 1. Then I'm going to add another key, let's say Anand, and for Anand the phone number would be 111 dash 3 times 1 and then 1 times 2. Okay, now if I want to print this dictionary I can simply say print phone book, and if I run it you can see that we have 2 items over here. Atul is the key and Anand is the key, and this phone number 3 times 1 and then 4 times 1, as well as this phone number is the value. So dictionary is a collection of key value pairs where the key needs to be distinct or unique. To understand the utility of data structure, we'll consider an example of creating a program to add 5 number. Okay, so let's say that I want to take 5 numbers from a user and I want to add those value. In this program, the first thing that I want to do, enter the 5 number one by one, right? So for that we need to use the print statement saying that enter the 5 numbers one by one, and then I'm going to use a 5 variable 1 equal to, and I'm going to take float function. Within this float function I'm going to use the input function saying that please enter first number. Let me copy this and put it 4 times over here. Okay, the next statement that I'm going to do is that value 2, value 3, value 4 and value 5. For each of these statement I'm just gonna change this saying that please enter the second number, third number, fourth number and fifth number. Now I'm going to take the sum of these 5 number using addition or arithmetic operation, and it will get saved into some value variable. So I'm going to put some value equal to variable 1 plus variable 2 plus variable 3 plus variable 4 plus variable 5. Okay, now I can print this sum saying that print the sum of the 5 values or 5 numbers are, and then I'm gonna put some value. Now if I run it, the first thing that the program asks me to enter the first number. So let's say I'm going to give 10, second number 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, now I have an error over here saying that val1 is not defined. Okay, again I did a spelling mistake over here, val1. Now let me run it again. First number 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, okay, funny part is that it's not variable, it's val. So again we have to run it. 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So the sum of the 5 number is 150 that we are getting over here. In this program we have to add 5 numbers which are stored in variable 1 or value 1, value 2, 3, 4, 5. Since we need to add 5 numbers, hence we required 5 variables to store them. Now assume that we need to add 1000 or 25,000 numbers. Then the way we wrote this program over here, we would need 1000 or 25,000 variables to store the decimal numbers or the numbers, and then we need to add it. Think about the length of that program, and this will reduce the overall efficiency of the program also, right? So if we use the data structure like list for addition of the 5 number, then it can be done very easily, and let's see how it can be done. Okay, so I'm just gonna define a list or declare an empty list. In this empty list I'm going to take the user input using the for loop. So I'll say for I in range 0 comma 5, as we needed 5 number, right? And then I'm going to declare a temporary variable. Let's say temp equal to, then I'm going to say int, or we had used float over here in our program, right? So let's use float over here, float, and then within this float I'm going to put input. Within this input I'm going to say enter number, and then I'm going to use the counter plus 1. Okay, let me run this first and you will understand what exactly this does basically. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the element one by one from the user and put that element into my list over here which is empty right now. Okay, so I'm gonna say my list dot append. Append is a function in list, and over here I'm going to put temp. Then at the end of this program I'm just simply gonna say print. Then I'm going to print the sum of the 5 numbers are, and I'm going to use the sum function over here with my list as an argument. Now let's run this. So you can see over here enter number 1. So we have given enter number I plus 1 over here. Okay, so that's why we have 1 over here. The first number that I'm going to put 10, enter number 2 20, enter number 3 30, enter number 4 40, enter number 5 50, and the moment I'll press enter after this, you can see that we have the sum of the 5 numbers are 150. Okay, now if you compare these two programs, you can see that over here we have around 8 lines, right? Over here we have only 5 lines. So the number of lines using data structure has reduced. This program execution is much simpler and streamlined as compared to this program. So whenever you have to use a complex operations, or you have to increase the overall efficiency of the program, you have to think about the data structure and how to efficiently use the data structure for your problem statement. So this was the high level overview of data structure in Python. In next video we are going to learn about list in Python in much more detail. Happy learning and see you in the next video.